All right, it says we're live.
Hello, hello, hello.
Chat, could you send us a signal if you could hear us? Oh, I was going to turn my camera on. Let's see if it works. Hey, I'm just a little watermark. Maybe I should put some Americana on. Okay. So, I just found out that Nova doesn't know much about this story,
No, I'm just learning about it.
which is dope. It's going to be easier for me to read without me thinking that I'm on camera. Okay. So, what did chat say that they can hear us? She's
It hasn't picked up on Rumble yet.
we'll see. Before I get too far. But for
Oh, okay.
your, it looks like we're definitely on YouTube. I can't tell about Rumble yet.
Oh,
But
beautiful.
good morning, beautifully. Afternoon. Good morning, Vicky. M says framed. A lot of people probably already know about this case. Brooklyn Baker was here. He says yes. Is Karen Reed being framed? That's the question.
And by who?
And by who? That's so. We talked about
I.
this in Discord when I was telling them about the. You have theories already, and you barely know anything
Well,
about it.
you know how I go.
Okay. Well, I'm curious about you. Let me just tell you. Let me just say, this is the house that they found this guy at. The timeline of this story.
I think I'm frozen.
Um, you're frozen. You're.
Um,
I see you moving on my side, so maybe
okay, no, it's just YouTube.
I don't know if you can see this. Okay. So they go out. These people have a high school basketball event. They go after the event. They go to a couple bars, have some drinks. A couple of these people are cops. Most of them are just related somehow, except for this lady we're going to talk about, Karen Reed, and her boyfriend, John O'Keefe. They've been together for a couple years. They live together. These people say, almost all of them say they've only met Karen a handful of times. So,
Yes.
including this, I guess they haven't been to many sports things, or maybe Karen doesn't show up. I'm not really sure. Okay, so they show up this night and they're at a different bar. They all end up going to the Waterfall Bar. The Waterfall Bar closes around midnight. They decide to go to one of their homes. Albert, the guy, one of the last name Alberts. So they're going to his house, but these two, John and Karen, have never been there before. So they text her, says, "Where are we going?" They say we're going to 34 Fairview. And he ends up calling her and being like, "Where exactly?" Gets the address. They put it in Waze. You know what Waze is?
No.
Waze is like Google Maps.
Okay.
They basically put it in their car navigation system, and it's like better because it'll tell you where the cops are and where the accidents are. I actually think
Ooh.
Google Maps is catching up now. But anyways, they enter the address into Waze and um, head to the house. They get to the house, and Karen says they get to the house the same time another set of people are driving to the house. Why is this one still up? I meant to hide this. So they pull down the street in front of another group of kids who are there to pick up somebody. At this house that they're going to is another party. It's kids, though. They're like high school kids. It's one of their birthdays, and they're
Oh,
having their own party. So it's 12 something. The adults go back to their home. That's what's
kids, when you say
happening.
kids, how old? Like
High school,
16,
I believe.
17? Or
I was calling
before?
them all 18, but I don't know. I have no idea. 16, 17, 17. I mean, the one girl needs a
Because
ride.
it's
I
late at
don't know.
night, so I'm thinking more teenage, like 18, 19 teenagers and
It
12.
sounds like high school, so they're not going to be 19.
What,
Maybe
18, 17?
barely 18. Yes, I would say like older teens probably. I don't know. Um but so okay, so Karen pulls down the road. She's got John as her passenger and she pulls up to the house. The other car yields to her to pull in. These are just details in case you want to
Yeah,
know. She pulls
rough
in because
notes.
she's making a right. She pulls down the road, pulls in. John gets out of the car. She waiting. I guess he's going to go in and see if this is the right house, if everything's kosher. But she doesn't
If
want to
there's
go. She's
parents
not feeling
there.
well. She's not going to stay. No, no, no. The people who are showing up, that Karen and John, I'm sorry, they are in their 40s. They're grown ups.
Oh.
John is a police officer. He's like 40,
So were these like the
40.
coaches of the
No, the
teams?
parents. Parents. So, Yeah, parents.
Okay.
So, and so the John is a police officer in this town. They're going to a house of another police officer, who's the lady who invites John to the house. Her name is Jennifer. She's like, you would call her in our circles, we call her an orbiter. She's
Okay.
she's just the sister-in-law of this cop. She seems to know John really well, because John is raising his adopted niece and nephew,
Okay.
and she has kids that are the same age, so they're friends that way.
Gotcha.
Jen is the one who invited him to the house. Jen is the one he's texting saying, "Where is it?" and calling. Anyway, so he hops out of the car and she waits for him to find out. She starts texting him eventually because he doesn't come back. He doesn't answer her texts. He doesn't answer her calls. He just doesn't come back. The car that pulls in behind them has kids in it. One of them is the brother of a girl who's inside. She's looking for a ride, or she was previously. She runs outside to him and says, "Hey, we're going to stay longer. Do you want to come in?" And they're like, "No, dude, we're going to go." He's the passenger in this car. He's like, "We're going to go." She's like, "All right, I'm going to find another ride." And she runs back in. Same time, Karen is still parked here. Same time, John is somewhere, I guess in the yard or somewhere. He's not there. He's somewhere. And so they drive off. The passenger was interviewed, and he says when he drove past Karen's car, the dome light was on. She had her hands at 10 and 2, and she was looking forward. The driver says that she wasn't driving erratically and that they didn't notice anything out of, like, it's just normal. So, although they were drinking for a long time, so she was probably intoxicated. So
would they have the bar records to know exactly how intoxicated they were?
they did see the surveillance. I guess the prosecution knows like how many drinks that they had and all that. I don't know. It seems like it's been pretty hard for Karen's defense team to get any records. They've requested them multiple times, like data from her car.
And is that why they want the judge to like fuck off, because the judge isn't allowing them to even formulate their defense?
So there's a theory that the judge is related to these people somehow because it's a small town, and there was a message. There was like, someone was popping up on the internet, and I'm pretty sure that turtle guy, he messaged and was like, "Do you really know the judge?" or something. And he said, "Auntie Bev," which is like the judge's name, Beverly something. He said,
Yes.
whose cottage do you think we're going to bury your body under? And so he's like, wait a minute. And so they tried to put 2 and 2 together. They came out with, I think, 7. And the judge was like, listen, this isn't true. This is an internet rumor. I can still do my job. I can be partial and unbiased, even if I know these people. I don't know that she truly knows them. I'm not sure any of that. But that's, I think, where the case is now. As far as
I thought a judge was required to recuse themselves if they knew somebody on either side, good or bad, whether involved the case or not. I thought they were just supposed to recuse themselves just to avoid the appearance of impropriety.
I think, I don't know. I would think so, for the same reason, but I think she's saying that that's not true, that she does own a house on the Cape. It is 4 miles from this other house, but everything is very close. And if they knew that she had I don't know, it would, I don't, if anybody watched that, they could let us know. I'm not exactly sure how it goes, but I know the judge was saying she's not doing that she can do her job.
And another question is, judges take it, do you think that judges take it personal when they're asked to be recused, or is that insulting? Like, I don't know what this judge seems like. She's really annoyed.
I think it's insulting. Yeah, she seems insulted.
But wouldn't, like, in my mind, I'm picturing, like, say 20 judges in a courthouse and you recuse yourself from this one case. It just means you take the next case available and someone else takes this case, and then everyone's happy. That's what I think in my head of how it would go. So I'm wondering why a recusal judge take it so personally, because you just take the next case.
Well, maybe she's not taking it personally. She just doesn't want to do it.
She looked pretty fucking snotty when she was talking about, I'm not going to stop being a judge because of internet rumors. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It would alleviate all this cloud and smoke and, conspiracy-minded stuff if you could just make that vanish by giving a new judge and you take the next case.
No, and then what? Then anytime you want a new judge, you just start a conspiracy rumor? Get the fuck out of here.
Not
No
every
way.
time, but if
That would set some sort of precedent if the judges were like, okay, fine, this is fine. She's saying, no, this is an internet rumor. It is not true. It doesn't matter if you think it'll make you feel better that I'm not here because of the internet rumor you chose to believe. Who cares about that?
Okay, but what if they're trying to say the judge knows people? Can they prove the judge is like friends with people on Facebook in this case, or
that would be right? So I think they did that. I think they showed their evidence that they had to try to get her recused, and the judge said that this is not true stuff. So, I mean, from there on, it's just on appeal, right? You just preserve on the record.
I think it was Joe that said it too, that he doesn't like how prosecutors and judges are so like friendly with each other because they work in the same building together and they see each other all the time, and it gets a little too familiar. Like with Binger, the judge knew Binger, then he knew his attitude. Like he was letting Binger get away with stuff because they were more like, oh, I know Binger. This is just Binger being Binger. But to a judge that didn't know Binger, like, wait a minute, motherfucker, you're trying to get over on me? No, that's not happening. But Schroeder.
Yeah, but the judge knows the defense as well. He doesn't just know the prosecution. The DAs, he might even know better.
That's what I mean. He knows the DAs.
Oh, wait, you're right. But the defense.
The defense, I think, is harder because defense lawyers come from everywhere, like not just your town, right? Like if you're looking to not go to jail for murder, you're not going to find a defense lawyer just in your little town. You're going to go out and look for anywhere to find the best one you can get.
I mean, most people are going to probably stay pretty local, right?
Not for big. I don't think for murder cases. I think for small.
Murder cases are different. Hey, Lady Autumn Sky, good morning. Good to see you.
It's on YouTube.
It is on YouTube. I can't. Let me go.
I just have Rumble Chat up. Just beautiful and Vicky and me over there.
Hey guys.
All the cool kids.
Yeah, we are going to switch over to Rumble here shortly. So, but let me get through this. Okay. I don't remember what I was saying. Okay, so she gets out of the car. The girl sends off her ride. He sees nothing. She goes inside. Jennifer ends up driving home. Home is where she lives with John O'Keefe, the guy. Yes. And in the morning, she wakes up 5 o'clock, somewhere around there, for something. Can't find dude. Says, niece, call your friend's mom and see if she's seen him, because the last place I saw them was we were together. Now, allegedly, Karen says to the woman, Jennifer, who she's calling, eventually the niece calls her, says, have you seen John? She's like, put the other lady on the phone. Then the adults talk. Karen and Jen decide to meet up at Karen's house. No, I'm sorry, Jen's house. So Karen leaves her house that morning and goes to Jen's house.
And I saw the video of that, of her backing out and breaking her taillight.
Right. So she breaks her taillight that morning.
Yes.
After
And I watched a clip of the parents talking, and they said if you slow that video down frame by frame, you can see when she's pulling away, the taillight's broken, and when they hit the car moves forward and moves.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt that she hit the car.
So to break the taillight at that accident scene seems like that's a big red flag. She broke it there and not at the accident scene.
And I supposedly there was, and maybe not anymore, library footage of her driving by with an intact taillight, which supposedly they don't have that video, but they do have the nephew. So there's this kid at the party who they've seemingly went out of their way to tell us he wasn't there. He left, just so you know, this one guy not there, which makes me go, well, okay, he was obviously there. Because there were other people there. You didn't specifically tell me when they left. Okay, so at 1:30, so 12:30, Jennifer goes home. At 1:30, the party ends up being over. Jennifer takes the girl that ran in and out and didn't get a ride. She takes that girl home and another girl, I think, home. That girl actually says when they drove past the flagpole that she thought she saw a lump of something but wasn't sure. That would have been at 1:30 in the morning.
Okay.
There will be a plow driver that comes by after that says he doesn't see anything, and he's specifically looking for things that
plow drivers. Yes, plow drivers are trained to look for kids making snow forts and snow banks, because it happens. Snow plows kill a lot of people. accidentally. So they actually actively look for things that they might bury with the blades.
Yeah, and he says he didn't see a body at that time. I don't. So we'd have to watch that interview. I think that turtle guy is the one who spoke with the plow driver. I don't know that that's evidence, but then he's now a witness in this case, I think. So
Yeah, I
I
just
don't
put that link
know
in
if
in
he's going
front
to
of
be
chat.
talking. Okay, so they leave 1:30 in the morning. They drop off those two people, and then
Hey,
they
good
go
morning.
home. It is good morning. It is Jen and her husband. Now, about her husband, his statement to the police was that he was standing at the front door the entire time. He says the door is open, the storm door is shut. Let me show you the house again.
Why would you stand out there for the
Well,
whole?
they're all just getting here, right? They're all leaving the bar. They're all just getting here. This chick is running outside saying, I don't need a ride. I
So is the
don't
flagpole
know.
where his body was found?
Yeah.
I thought okay. I thought it was more in the driveway.
That's because they've told you that this is where so she drops him off. He runs up the driveway. She pulls her car up more because there's a car behind her. She pulls her car up and she's sitting here waiting. They find him here. Yeah, it makes sense if he's in the driveway since he has a gash in the back of his head. But unfortunately, he hits somewhere here where it's not
There's
like,
no blood in the snow.
yeah, there isn't. Okay, let's watch. Let me go back to this timeline really fast. She goes home. Listen, there's such weird evidence. So she goes home. At 2:30 in the morning, she's in her bed and she Googles how long to die in the cold. Jen, the woman who's from this house, whose sister-in-law is with the people who live here, this cop.
Okay, so I have a question for that. So is he missing at this time? Like, or does she think he's gone home? Or are they like
Oops, I went too
actively looking to
far.
find this guy?
No. At 2:30 in the morning, no one knows anything. Supposedly, no one knows anything. They won't find his body until 6 in the morning. The
So
last
that's
time people see him is 12:20 or something, like 12:24, I think is the last time he's seen.
because like in Canada, if somebody's missing, you're like your first thought in the wintertime, your first thought is like, oh shit, did they pass out in a snowbank? So you're
That's what
thinking,
she
well,
said. So in the morning, that's what she said. She goes, "Oh shit. Did he
but if
pass
you
out? Did
didn't
someone
know
hit
he
him?
was
I think a
missing,
snowplow hit him." That's what the girlfriend was saying. She's like, "Wait, you guys didn't see him? What if he passed out? What if he went outside?" I don't know. I've tried to think about this. What could he have possibly been doing? Could he have taken a leak real quick? And then when she pulled, like, I don't
you
know.
have to be really drunk to pass out and stay out in the snow. I mean, really drunk.
Well,
And
he
if
got
he,
hit. He has all the stuff that happened to him did happen. He has a 2-inch gash in the back of his head. He had fractures in his skull. His 2 black eyes because of the trauma when he hit his head. He hit his head on something.
yeah, but here's one: if I get in a fight with you and you're not leaving my house because you're drunk and I want you to leave my fucking house and you're too drunk to leave and I punch you in the face a few times and you fall backwards and split your head open, that's not a
Mm-hmm.
car accident. That's me giving you about 2 or 3 right hands and you fucking getting out of my house unconscious. And I don't want you to bleed in my hallway, so I drag you outside into the snowbank and call your girlfriend to come get you.
That's kind of, except for the call your girlfriend part. This is her car. I don't know what they have circled here. I have no idea. This is just the broken taillights you could see.
So they're saying that she just bumped him and knocked him back, or she drove right over top of him.
Nope, they said she was doing a 3-point turn. She hit him, didn't know, and then just went about her way.
Do you remember that cop who was called to save a guy and then she drove over him while he was laying in the street?
Yeah, that's fucked.
That would
Check this
be,
out, though. He had other injuries. This is his arm.
yeah, that's not from getting bumped by a car.
But maybe he fell into a bush. This is his right
A bush in the
arm.
snow?
Well, where's the house at again?
And how come they're only on his arm? I could see if he got ran over
Maybe
and
not.
the car's undercarriage scratched them all up.
What? That's what that
But
looks like to you?
no, I'm saying I'm giving them benefit. Like I'm saying, if that was the case, it wouldn't just be in his arm; it would be on his whole body from top to bottom, where the car gouged over him. This to me just looks like a defensive wound, like you're holding off at something attacking you.
Yes,
Either a
Puffer
little,
knows the details of this case. Broken taillight from a car that was left alone with a cop for an hour. Yeah, for some reason, they're blaming daylight savings. But the camera company says, nope, we account for that and our shit is accurate, so take us to court. They ended up picking, let's watch this video. This turtle guy is going to explain it way better. He's like, I was telling my friends, I found somebody who's not the journalism. He actually like went and looked. And now that I do have extra questions that I don't see anyone asking, I heard Beautifully ask a couple of them. Let me just show you what they are. Fuck it, who cares? The first thing is she told supposedly a paramedic, that the firefighter paramedic that arrived on the scene, I hit him 4 times.
I thought that was, did I hit him? Did I?
Her lawyer is saying, did I hit him? Did I hit him? Did I hit him?
Yeah, I heard
the
it was
paramedic says, I hit him. So and he's saying that's not,
why do paramedics not have body cameras? That's a good fucking question for these days too.
Maybe because she's on fire. I don't know. Maybe they do. The snowplow operator, that's no body. So these are interesting. His shoe. So he's found with only one shoe on. Something hit him so hard that his shoe fell off. He cracked his skull. They don't find the shoe when they're looking for him in a blizzard. But days later, when presumably it's under snow now, they find his other shoe.
Or when you're dragging his unconscious body out of your house to throw into the snowbank, a shoe fell off, and you're so worried about just getting his body out of the house, you forget about the shoe. And it's just in like your doorway where all the shoes are. So if you forget about it till you wake up in the morning and go, oh shit, throw this one out too. Maybe.
Okay. But there's a couple things that you should know. There is a dog in this home that's apparently vicious.
To bring that up.
4 months after this, they rehome this dog because it supposedly bites somebody or hurts somebody somehow.
Well, the defense asked for DNA from the dog, and they're not allowed to get it anymore?
They didn't ask. I don't know about DNA from the dog, but they're asking at least for the rehoming records and the incident report of what it did to be rehomed, and they can't even get that.
Yeah, I think the defense wanted DNA from the dog to prove that those are dog bites on his arm.
DNA is going to prove that?
Prove that it was a dog.
DNA is going to prove that.
Yeah. Well, you can tell if it's dog DNA or human DNA, right?
You have to get the dog for that?
You don't have to get the dog from that, but you can match that it was definitely 100% this dog and only this dog that did it.
I don't know. But this was their family dog for 7 years, so it's not like it was a new dog.
And just to get rid of it?
Rehomed, yeah. So they're withholding the records on that.
No matter how many people have bit. I was like, all right, I'm just going to not let my dog around people, but I'd never fucking get rid of my dog after 7 years. Jesus.
Dog saliva or hair. I understand what dog DNA is. I just can't understand why, now.
I think the defense wants to prove that those are dog bites and they were their dog. And that proves that he was in the house where the dog lived at the time.
I mean, they have his body. Wouldn't his body have the DNA on it and would know like there's animal DNA here? Is that not how it works?
Yeah, I think that's how it works, but I think they want to match the dog DNA to the actual dog to put him
But they're not saying that there was dog DNA.
I thought I saw a video where the defense was part of the reason they were mad at the judge is because they wouldn't let them find the dog to get the DNA to match it. So maybe they already have dog DNA because they just wanted to match it, maybe. I'm just throwing it out there. Because you're right. If it was just DNA, they should be able to swab his arm and go, this is canine DNA. We don't know whose dog, but we know it's not human. That should be good.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanted to put it in the house with the dog, then yeah.
Well, who knows what? So there's no pictures from inside the house because they've all said he never went in there. The cop that lives in there.
The cell phone says otherwise.
Well, does it?
Well, it said it went up 3 elevations, which is the three flights of stairs from the front door into the house.
And the explanation for that though makes sense. So if she typed in on Waze, let me go to this. Not that. It is this. She typed in on Waze at 12:20 her destination for 34 Fairview. She typed it in on Dedham Street. In order to have made a right turn onto Fairview, she had to have taken Chapman. So if you look at the map for this, and like she's basically traveling north. Okay, which way? North up Fairview. They're numbered from like 2 to 34, the houses down the street. So she's starting at the bottom. If you account for the fact that the Second Street Chapman kind of goes down in elevation, the
Do you
bottom
think
of the
phones
street
work
to the
that
top
way?
of it absolutely works that way. If you've ever done, like, anytime you do your workout, it'll tell you traveled the elevation. It'll tell you exactly how many floors you approximately climbed, even if you never took a stair.
I thought it measured actual above sea level elevation, not this many steps you went up.
Yeah. So if as they travel up in elevation, it will say, say they went. The street itself is 59 feet in elevation. It's a climb. It's relatively flat. You can't really tell. If you account for where Dedham ends
Yep.
and Fairview begin, you could take almost 20 feet off of there. So it looks like about a climb. If it's just doing a calculation based on time entered at 20 or 21 when they actually went it, and time ended at 24 when they got to the house, there is about a 34-foot elevation climb. So to say that in human terms, it would have said, if you were walking, you would
34
have
feet is pretty
gained.
high for a house.
That's 3 stories. That's what they're saying he is the equivalent. But you don't walk in. You walk in the house on the second story.
Yeah, you would think the
No one saw
phone.
him.
You think the phone's GPS would have been able to say the elevation happened within so many feet.
And it says within the area instead of what they're saying. The other thing, so this is the time they say that he was in the house.
Yeah,
But
that's what
this
I
is
thought
actually the
too.
time he was in the car based
Oh,
on the
okay,
Waze
so
data.
the waters are getting muddy
So
now.
the steps and all that are kind of, if you look again, there's more steps. Where the heck are they? Did I not put them on here?
And it could also be maybe
Here it is. Shoot,
someone
I
took
can't.
his phone and was using it, or I don't know.
So there are other steps on the same health app. 113 steps at 8:08, 68 steps at 8:25, 81 steps at 11, 109 steps. This is all after he's dead. 46 after they found his
Wow,
body. So it makes the data from the steps a little less
well, if he's moving when he's dead,
intriguing.
then
Well, his phone is moving. What this means is that this data isn't saying he's taking steps. It's saying his phone is moving. His phone was found underneath him,
that's
not
sus.
in his pocket. Another weird thing.
That's very, very sus. Because especially if he's in a snowbank,
No,
the
it
cold
doesn't.
would. What's that?
No, I was talking to Puffer. Especially he's in a snowbank, the cold would what?
Would zap that battery pretty quick too.
Oh, it
So
would?
if he was, yeah, oh fuck yeah, the cold destroys batteries. So if you're at the bar all day and all night and you weren't charging your phone, and then you're out in a snowbank for 5 or 6 hours, it'll nuke your battery. Put your cell phone in the freezer for a couple hours. See what it does to your battery.
No.
It won't hurt your phone.
Oh,
it's
okay.
It's just like it's being outside, but you'll see how your battery just drops way faster in the cold.
Okay, and then the other thing was that this is what the prosecution is saying about the data. So check it out. At 2:27, she Googles how long to die in the snow. And then she convinces the chick to come to her house. She's so distraught that she ends up driving Karen's car back to Karen O'Keefe's house and looks for him there. Like, maybe he's at the house, maybe you just missed him. Another woman meets them there. She's like I said, she's so distraught, she's not even driving. But and a thing I just learned was that she also, based on the data from the Waze, she went by both the Fairview and the Waterfall restaurant before she went to Jen's house. So she's looking for him. She's not just driving straight there. She's going,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Where is he? I don't see him anywhere, right?
Yeah, if you knew you did it, you wouldn't be fucking.
That's how I understand that, right? Okay, so she goes there. They drive back to her house. Then the 3 women get in the car. Jen is in the back seat. No, Jen is in the passenger seat. I don't remember the lady's name who's driving. And Karen is in the back seat. I don't know who's internet went out, so I'm going to wait. Oh, I hear you. You're back.
I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
So she's in the backseat. They pull up to Fairview. As they're pulling up, it's dark, and they're actually in a blizzard. So it's snowing, and it's dark 6 a.m., about almost 6 a.m. She says, I see him. He's right there. The two women in the front are like, what? See what? We don't see shit. She hops out of the car. Yeah, they think it's weird that she knows right where the body is, because in their idea, she hit him and she knows. And she left. They charge her with leaving the scene, which means she had to have known, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So she hops out. She lays on his body, tries to warm him up. She gives him CPR. The other lady that's driving runs out. But the Jen lady, she stays in the car and calls 911. She calls 911, and then she makes 2 other calls to her sister-in-law inside that house. 2 calls, 7 seconds and 9 seconds. Both of them, they claim, were unanswered, but call logs show them as answered and deleted.
Uh-oh.
She also actively deleted those calls, presumably calling her sister and saying, hey, we're outside. Don't come outside.
Deleting stuff in the middle of a dead body investigation is real bad optics. Like, why would you even think to go in to delete something at that moment in time? You should be like, your mind should be racing with everything else that's going on. Now, I should probably delete these couple of calls. They're taking up memory.
Yeah. Okay, so this is sorry, I was reading chat when you were saying that. Great response. Cool Frog says, heat diminishes your battery. Now, according to Nova, the cold does too. Sounds like EVs are going to be a bad idea.
Yes.
Squabob says, Karen Reed is innocent of the charges. Prove me wrong.
That's why you have to plug your car in when you live in northern Canada at night. It won't start.
Morning.
You don't keep it plugged in.
Yeah, like you have to. That's weird. I'm not a big fan of the cold. I'm never trusting badges. Badges? Them hoes ain't loyal.
No, you never trust a cop.
I thought she was saying chicks.
Oh.
You know. We'll never know. Okay, so on the data. So she is in the car. She's in the car. She calls 911. She calls her sister. And then she does 2 more Google searches. She Googles. Damn it, I wish I had this right in front of me.
See, I wouldn't be on Google either. And if you're calling in, if you're going to call and report a dead body or something, doesn't 911 like keep you on the phone until the cops like show up?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's what we always see on TV, like, oh, stay on the line until the police. All right, the police are pulling in the yard now. Okay, go see them now. I thought they always try to keep like a constant line of communication.
Is this the one where she filed it? Defendant motion to order. Okay, this is where she's trying to get the records. This might be where here's how long to die in the cold. She tries to redo this search, but she does it wrong. The first time she does it, she searches. She says how long to die in the cold, but it's like how long to. She messes up like 2 letters, like 2 vowels.
Drunk texting.
Or nervous, like there's literally a body on the front porch. So if she's innocent, then she's just nervous. This is the next morning.
But if
this is when they.
Why would you search that if the body's already there? I could see searching it for him while he was missing.
Morning, Adriana. Well, Jen says that Karen was saying how long. She asked her twice. How long does it take to die in the cold? How long does it take to die? Look this up. Google it for me. So supposedly that's why she Googles it. And
yeah.
So she's got a 2:27 search for how long to die in the cold, and then she's got their 6 a.m. searches. How long to die in the cold wrong, and then she does how long to die in the cold again. So she searches what I think happened is at 2 a.m, she searches the thing and realizes immediately, oh my God. So in the morning, part of her plan is to be like, Karen told me to search this, so I'm going to search this stuff up, and searches it again. Unfortunately, she types in how long to die in the cold second. So what the prosecution is saying is that we don't understand what the data in the phone and that she couldn't have done it. The prosecution says that this data was saved in a temporary place, that the last thing she actually Googled on her Safari tab was Ozone basketball teams. So supposedly at 2:30 a.m, she Googles these basketball team. And then when she opens her phone back up to do her new Google searches, she Googles it, and it's now stored in this temporary spot the same time, exact time, And they're saying that they couldn't have been 2 searches, that it's just an overwrite, and we don't understand data, and she couldn't have deleted this, and we're too dumb to get it.
The deletion of stuff is really, really like a big red flag for me. Like, how often do you just go in and delete things from your phone at 2 a.m.?
She searched it for Karen and gave her phone to
yeah,
police
Mom,
instantly, never hiding that. Karen still refuses to provide her phone. Wait, Karen hasn't provided her phone?
Not if they're arresting me. I don't think they just take it from her if she's a suspect. You don't get an option not to provide it.
Yeah, it does seem like they would just download it. She searched for it and gave her phone to police. No, she didn't give her phone to police instantly, though. I know she didn't turn her phone in for a couple of days after she deleted a couple of things, like the picture of Brian Albert's phone number, her calls to her sister, and one Google search from the early morning.
So my conspiracy theory, before I know any more information, is I think that the cop that died was probably not protecting the blue or following the code of, protect all cops and, he was probably going to out somebody. Or there's something. I think they killed him to protect all the cops from something.
Dude, I have a theory. My theory is that, well, so I don't understand, and maybe Amanda can help us understand how his body got where it is, yes, without and all about it, because that doesn't make any sense. But to me, it seems like the husband of Jen is standing in the doorway watching this. He sees the cars pull up. He sees them pull away. He sees the girl go in and out of the house saying she doesn't need a ride. I wonder if that, okay, so this, it definitely flowed the first time I discovered it in my brain, but what if, so it seems like Jen and John O'Keefe have a relationship, and who knows how inappropriate or appropriate it is. I don't know, but maybe the husband doesn't like it, or maybe like some cops in smaller towns, they all know about each other's shenanigans.
Yes.
And they don't like something about it, and they might need to shut somebody up. That's where I was
going. Get rid of one. They just want to get rid of the one cop that might ruin it for everybody.
Something, yeah. I don't know, because why would they all be together? Like, okay, say he goes into the house.
Cops don't have real friends because
how does she hit him? So he gets out of the front. He gets out of the car. How does she end up contacting him with her car? How does that work?
But they're trying to say murder too, right? Like, not an accidental. She backed into him and ran over him.
I didn't know this.
With murder.
So it's been really, really hard to find these. I don't know what mass hole is, but let me Google it. Trusting anything Pete says might need to be.
Don't die.
But he hit his head pretty hard, and he died of hypothermia. I think he died.
What did he hit his head on? The car?
I don't know exactly. If he was in the driveway, it seems like maybe.
And the injury on his head was on the back of his head?
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what mass hole is. Let me play this video. You want to see this turtle guy tell you what he thinks about it. And in the meantime, I'll look up. Hey, what the flock? Good to see you over on Rumble. Actually, in order to play this, I think we do have to yeet ourselves off of YouTube. So here's the link. So sorry that we have to leave. We're going to play a video here.
Come join us.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to look up before we leave mass. Are there any other keywords? Mass hole, docks, Karen Reed.
Like, if she hit him outside in the snow and blizzard with 3 or 4 inches of snow on the ground, he's going to land, his head's going to land in the snow, not on pavement. Like, even if you get knocked over, like, say she hit him really fast and hit his head on the ground, like the grass, it's not going to hurt your head. Like, I've smashed my head in the grass more times than you can count playing rugby. So, I mean, the grass and dirt isn't going to cause that much damage. Pavement would, or cement would, or a baseball bat, whatever you get hit with. But not a car, unless, no.
Wait, where did it go?
Is it hit the window? It would have broke the window, because car windows are easily broken.
Okay, so the theory is that he goes into the house, I don't know, maybe there's an altercation, maybe the dog is just a complete fuck and jumps at him. He raises his arm to block the stupid dog from biting his face, right? Just defensive, but falls back, hits his head on the fireplace, cracks the bitch open. They put him outside. The snow will keep him alive. Somebody will see him, but no one actually sees him. Jen's going, how long to die in the cold? Hope being that by the time they wake up in the morning, they can still save him, but it doesn't happen because they're wrong.
Or the dog bit him for whatever asshole dog reason, and the guy kicked the dog. And if it was my dog, I'd be fucking livid and attack somebody that kicked my dog. So maybe he beat him to death, or just beat the shit out of him because he kicked his dog after his dog bit him.
Masshole troll mafia. I don't know, but so the dog bites someone a few months later and they end up getting rid of it. Why wouldn't you just be like, our dog sucks?
Because then you'd have to admit that the dog was a biter, and maybe that's
they end up
happened.
doing that, right? They get rid of their dog because it's a biter.
Well, after they're involved in a murder case, yeah.
Here's something I'll say on YouTube, just in case someone isn't going to be able to follow us over. This house that this happened in, this one, was built in 1974. The owners are the Alberts family, and they move in 1975, and they live there in 2010, right. The police officer inside this home buys it from his family. So it's his childhood home. This happens in 2022, and that year they sell this house after redoing the basement floor twice, which I don't find that to be so strange. I mean, if you had a family member do it the first time and they did a shitty job, your realtor might say, like, fix this.
Or you got in there and have to replace it, maybe.
Maybe there would definitely be some kind of.
But if it's your childhood home,
they sold for less. Like this sold,
like 50 grand
asking. Now, all the facts that you and I have, we've learned.
I see you can sell it for under asking for sure, because usually you ask more. But I think it sold for $50,000 less than market value.
Yes, German Shepherd. $50,000 less than asking, I think.
I think it was market value, because asking doesn't, sell it for less than what you're asking for. It's non secular.
Do you hear? Look what Cool Frog said. Don't forget, Divanova joined me this weekend on a Conversations with Cool Frog. I feel like there's a little too much K's in there. I don't know. We could join this show. What the shit? Replaced their basement floor, got rid of the dog. This case is trash. Here's the thing. And here's she doesn't have to tell you what happened. The district attorney should be looking for the truth. Either way, she just has to raise reasonable doubt. And even if one piece of this is not reasonable doubt, it's like,
many red flags.
It makes sense. They said dropped him off here, that she saw him in the driveway, that she saw him pull up. Well, how the hell did his body get over here with no blood drops?
And I think Turtle Boy brings up a point that they interviewed somebody that morning. They found the body right in front of where they found, I think he shows it in one of the links I gave you.
Okay.
But getting rid of the dog thing, that's a real red flag for me. I don't care how fucking much if you've had that dog for 7 years, you don't just get rid of it. And if it's dangerous,
yes, you do. If it bites people, you do.
If it bit somebody in your family, maybe, but not.
If it bites anyone.
No, dogs bite people. It happens.
Nah, they don't.
It happens. Because they're protective. And sometimes a bite isn't a real bite, right? They're just like, hey, you stepped on my tail, fucker.
But I want to know if this actually looks like a bite wound.
Well, I don't think. Maybe not bite. I think it looks more like scratches, or it doesn't look like a bite puncture.
Jimmy said these ones right here look like
the lines
punctures.
Going in like a triangle, it would narrow. So I'm thinking more scratches.
From what?
Dog's nails, which wouldn't leave DNA.
It wouldn't leave.
But a bite would.
These ones, if anything, this could be. But again, like Jimmy said, and that I've heard before, the dog's not just going to bite the top of your arm. There will be wound, he's going to take a bite of your arm.
Top and bottom, there's going to be, up here and over here. So it looks more like scratches.
This is weird. Did what's her name leave? Help us understand this.
That could be undercarriage, but if it's undercarriage of the car, it should be all over, not just in a 1 foot space. Actually, those could be, because this is him cleaned up on the autopsy table, isn't it?
Yeah.
So some of those ones in the middle could be punctures right there.
These ones, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Jimmy said.
Like if I zoomed in, I think those are puncture wounds, and the two on the side are his paws. You know what I mean? So you got a bite in the middle, and then two claws going down the side of his arm. That's.
No, dude.
I think so. Because you're not going to get dog's teeth. Like you're not going to get them all in there. You're only going to get the two fangs. So you're going to get those two pops, and then his claws on the side trying to hold on. And then the guy punched the dog in the face. Or
His claws trying to hold on?
Yeah. So take the
big
three
dog.
in the middle.
This is a German Shepherd. A
Yeah, so take
7-year-old.
the three in the middle is the dog's molt, and the scratches on either side are the dog's claws.
These 4, one claw. These
remember
ones,
the dog.
the other?
Yeah, it's not just a one.
Why are his claws so close together here?
Okay, it doesn't have to be just a one claw, right? So the dog's probably trying to readjust and regrip while the guy's moving his arm around and his scratches. That's where
he might have went for this guy. The owners were like, "Hey," and he stops. You know how dogs are, but the dude's fallen. Maybe he falls backwards. He hits his head. The wound in the back of his head is the bad one.
In the basement, I think. I don't know. I haven't seen the wound yet to judge it, but if it's outside, I don't see how he did it in a snowbank.
Okay, well, Amanda says, hate Kate all you want, but I'm not sure who Kate is, so I don't really hate her. She's pretty cool. Wouldn't there be? We don't know who Kate is. Listen, we got introduced to this case, and if you do a search, almost everything you look up, you're going to find the Turtle Boy talking about it. And it's been a long time trying to find extra other shit. That's why I found out that there were other steps that we don't know about. I found out there's data we don't know about. But her job isn't to figure this out. Her job is to raise a reasonable suspicion that she didn't do it. And that's what this is. Now,
the bad thing going for
if she did it, there should be easier. She looks like what? AOC?
Yeah.
In this picture, I guess.
No, I think there's a couple pictures she looks like AOC, and like that's
AOC is a good looking chick though.
Like a donkey had a baby with a human, yeah.
You're just mean, Karen. So like, I don't know this really cool site. Kate Peter questions Karen Reed defense strategy 3 weeks ago. Members of the Masshole Troll Mafia got a rare treat Sunday. Do you know what the Masshole Troll Mafia is? Does this have to do with Massachusetts, or they're just assholes?
It could be Massachusetts. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, that's them. Get a rare treat Sunday night as Kate Peter, joined by Boomer and Brett, held another look into the activities of award-winning journalist turned activist Aidan Turtleboy Kearney. Turtle guy. I like better than Turtle Boy. Kearney's recent actions in the case of Karen Reed, a Holden, Massachusetts woman accused of murdering her Boston police officer husband, boyfriend, John O'Keefe, January 2022. Peter focused on his apparent involvement with the defense in the case as Kearney has become more involved in the case. Okay. They lost me. If you read the Turtle guy, like I had to read a lot of his posts. I don't know about him. I don't know anything about him. I don't watch his stuff. I hadn't seen him before this, but the way he writes is pleasing. I was like, he's funny. He's kind of like 2 middle fingers up. I don't know. It seems like at this point, he's like, listen, if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong, but there's no reason to not ask questions. And that's kind of, how I feel about a lot of shit.
Yeah, when they tell you can't ask questions, that means you have to ask questions.
We don't know who Kate is, so we're not kidding you. We don't know Kate Peter. We don't know Turtle Boy. We don't know who the Massholes are. We just were looking at.
If you have links, we'll take some.
Peter questions why the defense was going all in on accusing others of murder while providing literal evidence to defend Reed. Further noting, is this the... She looks a lot like AOC right here. You're not wrong.
Right there, yeah. See?
Dog nails are close together. They're not spread out. That would explain it.
Yeah, but everyone's thinking of a dog paw just going straight down. You got to think of it like it's moving around, it's changing. It's like... It's not like he's perfectly still, the dog's standing perfectly still. It's a battle. So the scratches can be anywhere. So yeah, I think it looks more like that. Dog bite in the middle, claws on the side, trying to hang on and get a better grip.
And then what happened? He just decided to stop?
Or the guy probably punched the dog in the face or put his thumb in his eye. Like, hey, if a dog's biting me, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shove my thumb right in that dog's eyeball and take it.
So
and that could be a reason why the guy beat him to death for blinding his dog, and then he just got rid of the dog or put the dog down.
Yeah, but I don't understand. I just can't understand the theory that the people inside the house have that she dropped him off at the driveway and then 3-point turned, hit him at the flagpole.
Why did she 3-point turn? Why didn't she just continue on straight?
I have no idea.
That'd be good. Like a Google Earth image of that street, we should look at. Just to see
You can go both ways. You can leave right out the. I mean, we could actually probably Google image from that, or drive from her house from 34 Fairview to whatever O'Keefe's house was.
Like I'd like to see like just the Google Earth aerial and see where the driveways are to the houses next. Like why a 3-point turn in the street? Why wouldn't you just pull into the first driveway and back out and leave? It's weird to do a 3-point turn in the middle of the street.
Well, they need her to go in reverse in order to have hit him, so they have to say 3-point turn.
That's what I mean. They're forcing a manufactured, not common sense method. Like, especially with snowbanks on both sides, you're gonna walk the driveway. I mean, because your road gets taller with the 3 in the winter time, but your snowplows building those big white walls on each side, so it's gonna be harder with less space to do a 3-point turn versus pulling into the first driveway, backing out, and going on your way. Yeah, I don't think a 3-point turn. I think the prosecutor's making that up just to try and make his fucking theory come together. Just like Binger. Just make shit up on the fly. I hate that about prosecutors. They shouldn't be allowed to make shit up to put somebody in jail. They should have to only be able to come up with theories that are there.
Okay. Does she have a page? Miss Kate.
I'm guessing Kate is like a true crime person.
Channel. Aha. Wait, no, that's not her. That's a kid. I almost had it. Is I don't know where the hell Kate Peter is.
And dogs' nails are pointed with 2 close together in the middle, and then your 2 far ones on the edges are far apart. That way when they can run, they can angle better. It's like humans with their pinky toe. It sticks way out so it can, push it from side to side.
Oh, Lady Autumn has a point. Shit, because around these parts in the country, you don't pull in people's driveway. That's private property. She got that Jennifer lady sent him a message and said, pull in behind me. She says she sees the black SUV pull up. She sends a message, pull in behind me, sees the headlights move, and that's it. She's parked in the driveway.
So she pulled in behind somebody who's parked in the driveway. She was in the driveway.
Possibly. Okay. No, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. So I thought, well, let's say 2 cars pull up, right? He gets out of the car, hops
one
out.
In the driveway, though. Remember, she said pull in behind me.
There are cars in the driveway, but these 2 cars pull up. That's the one that Karen is driving and the one the kids are picking up their friend in. They pull up in front of the house. She sends a message, hey, park behind me. So the girl comes out, does whatever. Dude hops out of the car to go inside. The kids leave. When they leave, they say she's by herself in the car. Her dome light is on. Her hands are at 10 and 2, right? Maybe he knocks on their window and says, hey, knock, knock, knock. She said pull in behind her. So then she puts her car in reverse, hits him.
You said it was a blizzard that night, right?
Then next morning. It is snowing, but it's not a blizzard.
You can't park on the road when there's snow because the plows, they'll tow your car or whatever, right? You have to park in the driveway or the snow plow will smash in your side windows with snow.
Is that true? I just live in...
Yes. So like when the snow plow goes by, snow's super heavy once it's compact. So if your car's on the side of the road when the snow plow comes around it, it can throw that snow so hard it'll break your windows in. So people, or they'll just tow your car because the city loves to make money off the tows. but you always park in your driveway. Because even like here in Halifax, you're not even allowed to park at night on the street because they'll tow your car. Because for snowplows.
A lot of places, right. I do know some places that are like that, but there was a blizzard the next morning. I don't know.
Like if you know there's one coming, you just know there's one coming. You park everyone in the driveway. I think that's why.
Yeah, but these people aren't. You're also not supposed to be drinking and driving, and they were all doing that too.
Cops don't do that. You're making it up.
I made that up. You're right. Okay, so I can't find Miss Kate.
Yeah, what the flock knows. Snowplows smash windows all the time. They'll take
Snowplows smash windows all the time. Well, there you go. But is it illegal? Like, you're not allowed to park in front of a mailbox because the mailman's allowed, like, that's his shit, and he'll get pissed off. And I don't know if he'll tow you, but he'll skip your damn mailbox for sure.
Well, no, the tow companies will just drive around looking for cars to tow because they get paid by the city to say, hey, if there's any cars on the road, we want them towed before our plows come by at 4 a.m. So go out there and get as many as you can get.
How are they smashing the windows? By blowing snow through them?
So, like, you don't understand how heavy.
I still don't understand. I'm never going to understand.
Think of 30 pounds. You're throwing 30 pounds worth of weight at a window going 25 miles an hour. It's a tremendous amount of weight. If you're standing outside and a snowplow goes by, it will smash the fuck out of you. The blade doesn't hit you, just the snow hits you. It'll knock you out. It'll knock you unconscious. And
Div is a no snow person. These are facts. Okay,
like, where you hit with a big wave at the beach?
Did I ever get hit with a big wave? Yeah.
You feel how much force that little wave is?
Mm-hmm.
Now compact that, because the snow actually is way more dense, and it's still a wave of snow hitting you.
Is snowplowing not a free service?
Free? No, nothing's free.
Mail for services.
No, it's not free. You pay for it with taxes.
You get in technical. All right, so we're going to pull up this video. I don't know. Let's do Kate Peter true crime. Just so true crime and then Karen Reed. How about it? Court TV today. Court TV. Rachel Shannon. She looks believable.
I thought that Kate girl was believable.
They're all believable. Look, that chapter did it 2 days ago. What happened outside the house is a dark secret. Hell yeah. I don't care who you trust. I trust this Irish man who can't say 3.
There will be a total eclipse crossing all north.
Whatever, dudes. All right, so we did find a thing to do. I'm not going to play it. That was really close to playing it.
Really well.
All right, let me end YouTube. You guys, I think that's the link. If you care, we're going to be over there. Take it easy. Okay, hold on. Cancel. Hold on. Let me do something else. Let me go here and put this on private, I guess, and then I'll remove it. The broadcast must be, I don't know what's happening here. All right, I screwed something up. Hold on. I'm just going to remove it. Sorry if it stays up on YouTube side. I'm not trying to do all that, but I can't fix it.
Yeah, I put a short clip in private chat to show people's windows getting broken out with the snowplow and people crying about it.